Hi, welcome back. This is going to be video number 2, and it has to deal with fixed temp non-resettable heat detectors. These are things you find in boiler rooms, anywhere there's a temperature change of 14 degrees within a minute, so that you cannot have it in like alcoves where you have the heat coming in through hot areas and to the cold air conditioning. So anywhere you have fixed temp. So on the left side here we have a conventional fixed temp heat detector. We have on the right side, we have the same conventional fixed temp heat detector, but we installed the e.v.s testing switch to make it much easier and simpler. Okay, as we did in the first video on end of lines, we did a timer. Okay, so I don't need to go into all the tools. Everyone knows you need tools, especially these heat detectors, these fixed temps. They're at the ceilings above boiler rooms. You're going to need a long ladder. You're not going to get away with a 6-foot ladder most times. You're going to have to get maybe scaffolding. You may have to have a spotter down there to hold the ladder. All this is extra money and extra time that you're going to spend and use to make this test happen. Okay? We're again saying eliminate all that. Now, a fixed temp heat detector, the code requires, now I'm from Ontario, so we're talking about the Ontario codes, but this is ULC listed for UL and ULC in Canada and the United States. So each one's different, but and the code tells you for a fixed temp, non-restorable heat detector, you're supposed to access the device and put a jumper at the wire at the contacts. So what we've done is we went through ULC, we put the device into here, so you could have it in two, there's a couple ways to wire it. One, you can do it as a jumper and then put this switch down the wall somewhere and you'd have maybe a 25-foot jumper wire. Okay, it doesn't matter. Or you can wire it back in so that the wires come into the device, then it goes out of the device to our switch, and then right back up again and onto the next device wherever it's going, and still shorting it. Okay, so it can be done either way with the stuff, and then that way it will work for you. So, no further ado, let's test this heat detector. Okay, we're going to our stopwatch. We are at 0 time. I'm going to reset the system because I didn't do it from the last time we were doing it for first video. Again, this is an actual panel. The alarms will go off. It will be noisy for a little bit, but it's bearable. Okay, and I will stop it quickly. So the test consists is there's a gentleman in the field or a lady in the field. There's somebody at the panel to push the reset buttons. Okay, so as soon as this is back together, that's my stop. Okay, that's not taking, I didn't calculate in there, taking down ladders, taking down scaffolding, taking off harnesses, all that, you just got to add that to your entire inspection cost. Same thing in this. Once the test is done, I simply turn it off, push the stop, and it's done. And then we'll compare the times. So, fixed temp, non-restorable heat detectors. Push start. Okay, so first thing you have to do in these ones is you have to pry off this little cover plate here. Set that down. Now it's a different screwdriver here. Get the right screwdriver. Now a lot of times these screws are just barely in there for where they're going in, and they fall down, you'll lose them, then you got to climb down your ladder to pick them up. Now the inside of these are all, it's a different screwdriver again. So again, now we don't have to take this apart because we're doing a short. So let's just go right to the short. Stop. I'm going to redo this one because I stopped it, but as you can see, this fixed temp is not back together. That is not a complete test, so this is actually incorrect. So maybe just put this back on here again. I could just start from here where I was at and put it back together, but then I know someone's going to complain out there and say, oh, you didn't do it exactly the same way, so we're just going to start it over and redo it again. Put it back just the way you'd find it in the field. Okay? So we're going to do a reset. We're back to 0. And start. So again, get your tools out. It has to come off. I already know what I'm working with. Most guys should know what the tools they need. Okay. Jumper wire. This back together. Cover plate back on. And I'm going to push stop. Okay, so again, if someone's at the panel, they would have done the reset. Okay, so that particular test was basically 54 seconds. Again, this is in a controlled environment where you don't have to get up any ladders, you're not dealing with anything that's in the way, boilers, scaffolding, nothing. Okay? However, with the e.v.s. switch, what we're going to show you here is going to be the actual reality in the field once you alter and put this into your system. Okay, so we're at 53 seconds, so we know it's going to be much longer than that. We're going to do a reset, so we're back down to 0. Now we're going to do the same test with the e.v.s. Okay, so it's over here, fixed temp heat detector. So I'm going to push start, grab my test key, put it in, turn it to alarm, got it in there, push stop. .57 seconds, let's just say total of 7 seconds. Okay, so it took me 7 seconds to test the fixed temp end of line. There is no risk to my safety, not have to worry about compensation, someone insurance, someone falling off a ladder, dropping a tool down, having to go back down, pick it all up. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You simply extend our boxes, come down the wall, mount your thing in a nice convenient spot there, label what it's for, boiler room #1 fixed temp heat detector, the one at the top, boiler room #1 fixed temp heat detector, boom, test, and all the code only calls for a short. You just short it, turn it back, only takes a couple seconds, boom, onto your next device. So this here is basically takes no longer to do this test than test the regular pull station. Okay, so that is it for fixed temp heat detectors. The last section, I think it's going to be video 10. It's going to be on tools and tips and stuff to basically make your installations much easier and quicker to go in. All right, thank you very much.